Good afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my beautiful co-star Judy Loge. Good afternoon, Judy.
Good afternoon, Audrey. You look so tanned and buffed and
Thank
beautiful.
You. Nothing like a little trip down south to heat you up, and we have a gorgeous day here, even on our own river.
Isn't that grand?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's going up to double digits, almost to 20 today.
Can't
so it's going to be
wait.
absolutely beautiful, gorgeous day here on the river. Driving around town, getting all my running around done this morning.
You're busy.
People are in the water already.
What?
Fishing, bass fishing, boats are in the water.
Good
I just
attitude.
love the sound of that and
too.
Being able to see that and being able, seeing people enjoy the river.
Exactly. And out walking and jogging
Yes.
and all of the above.
All of the above.
It brings out the good in people
It
and
does.
the
It really
energy. And I was out yesterday walking my dog. It brought out the best in me too.
Yes.
My husband was out raking the yard, and my son was out cleaning up the yard and trying to fix up the pool. And so it is spring. I mean, we've had spring for a while officially.
True.
But we're only getting the weather now.
The weather now, exactly. That's just it. We have a great show lined up for our viewers today, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. But we're going to start off our show like we always do, which is a positive quote. And Judy, you actually have something that you want to share with us from the very, very great Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, although it was Audrey's turn. Audrey was busy running her son out to get something quite accomplished this morning.
Yes, and Judy's got my back today.
I did,
so
because
she's going to hook us up.
She'll be next week. My quote for today's show is in the fact that Mother's Day is this May 12th. Yeah. It's coming up on Sunday.
This coming weekend.
And so I thought we have to honor mothers, whether they're past or us talking about being moms, or any of you viewers out there that have moms or are moms or have lost theirs. So it goes like this. All that I am or ever have to be, all that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
By Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. That he's making tribute to his mom.
Well, the thing about Abraham Lincoln, which strikes me every time I hear that quote, which I love so dearly, is that it's a little bit ironic. He lost his mother at age 9.
Oh, really?
So it's funny for him to say that I owe everything to my angel mother. Okay, so apparently she prayed a lot when he was a child, and he remembers that. And he remembers that. He said all of those prayers that she shared with him and did over him as a child clung to him all of his life.
Exactly.
And so I guess he valued her in so many ways for being the good mother she was, even in her short 9 years to him. And also, what did he say about his mom? That she spent a lot of time with him as a child, and even although he was only 9, she taught him very, very many little life lessons, like to be respectable and to be good to other people.
Exactly, because he was coming into that age where those things needed to start to be instilled, because then they'll carry with him forever. So never underestimate the power of a mother.
and telling their children what's right at a young age.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. You think that they're not, and trust me, you think they're not getting it and they're not hearing you, but repetition is key. Reinforcement and sticking to your guns and things like that, because it's only now that 2 out of my 4 kids are in their 20s, and I'm hearing them say things that I said to them. And it just, I'm like, oh, they are getting it. They did hear me, and they did listen, and things like that.
That's very
Even though when you're in the middle of those teenage years especially, you're just like,
do they want to hear this, or will they take it as a lifelong lesson?
You think they're tuning you out. You really do. You think they're just,
yes, Mom, yes, Mom.
Yeah.
But he was amazing, actually, and that quote's pretty special because
exactly. Well, just look at everything he became.
Well, the thing is, the man only went for 1 year of education. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
And after he had 1 year of schooling, then he just read to continue improving his mind. So to become the 16th president of the United States,
That's
unfortunately.
Right. And that was back in a time when,
oh, there was so much going on, the Cold War,
and all of it.
But he was our 16th president, and
so we want to say Happy Mother's Day to all those moms out there, whether you're here or you're an angel mom. Stick to your guns and trust the process.
Use your head and common sense when it comes to trying to raise your children.
Yeah, that's just it. So there was a lot that happened in Miramichi over the weekend. There was like 10 million different places you could have been to take in what was going on.
10 million.
There was.
You're not exaggerating, are you, Audrey?
Just a little.
But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of events happened on the same night, May 4th.
Yes.
There was a fundraiser. There was a hootenanny for a couple that lost their home, which is a terrible thing to have happen. There was a big event in Chatham Head where they did the travel draw type with sweet ride, short sweet ride, a dance and a draw
giveaway
for trips, and etc.
Yeah,
Zachary Hallahan won the trip to the Netherlands.
Oh, you're kidding.
Zach, who was on our show for
that's right too.
the hockey, the craft hockey.
Right.
He was one of the spearheaders of that, and he won the big trip.
Wow.
Good for Zachary. Congratulations.
Yes, that's right.
Let me see. There was the Diva
Diamond Dinner.
The 8th annual.
That's right. That's
And
right. Which I attended and you emceed.
I did.
Beautiful. Dresses, outfits, hair.
Everything.
It was fabulous.
High and looking ladies.
It was. It was very red carpet.
I had a very easy on the eyes audience to entertain that evening, and I hope I entertained you well, did I?
Yeah, and that was for the cadets, the 3037 Army cadets here in Miramichi. That's their big fundraiser for the year.
It is a big fundraiser.
And it's so much fun for a girls' night out. It was perfect.
And it's a dinner as well, and prizes. The grand prize, Lisa Mitchell from Town Hill.
That's right.
Was one of our audience members. She's a valuable community member. We love Lisa. The diamond ring came from her store, which is Town Hill Jewelry in Newcastle. It went to Barbara Way.
Yes.
She was excited. She goes every year to Diva Diamond, and she deserved it. She's been going since year 1, and it was the 8th annual. And let me see, the necklace belonged to Denine Doucette.
Oh, yes.
She's a gorgeous lady, too.
She is. Beautiful.
Then they had the awards. So the Diva Do.
For anybody who hasn't been there, there's special awards that go out where there's secret judges who are sort of tallying who should get what.
Right.
So there's Diva Do,
which is the hairdo or style.
Right. Diva.
There's Diva Indulgent. But we're not talking about indulging chocolates.
No. And unfortunately, she was unavailable to accept her award because the indulgent led to an early night for her.
Audrey.
So, and we won't throw any names out there.
No, we won't. So but she got the award.
She got the award for that. We might have to give. You know what I was thinking afterwards? That the indulgent award should technically be given out
to everybody.
Maybe an hour earlier in case they've overindulged and they have to go home.
Yes, but it is fun, and you just have to enjoy it.
It was so much fun. Dazzling Diva.
Dazzling Diva was Victoria Coy.
That's right.
She had a rockin' dress on. She was covered with roses, and she had those big fun glasses that she wears, and she sparkles.
Yeah.
She lit up the room.
She did.
And then there was the Delightful Diva, who basically lends a lot of energy and fun to the evening and just kind of buzzes around and makes everybody feel good. Fawn Morris it was this year.
Oh, yes, that's right. Too. So congratulations to all those ladies. That part of the night makes it even more fun because everybody's chit-chatting and wondering who's going to get what and how they're going to pick it out. So that's sort of a fun part of the evening too. Not to mention your debut as Sandy from Greece. And I don't have it on my phone, but I am sure there's some cell phones out there with video of that. That will pop up on Facebook.
Oh, there's a lot.
It was, it was definitely worth. Yeah, click on it, watch it. It was,
Sunny
it was
Newman
really good.
Performed over dinner.
That's right.
He and his wife Holly are expecting their first baby, as is Fawn Morris, who won the Delightful Diva. So the two ladies are expecting, and it's so beautiful this time of year to be having a baby. But anyway, Sunny was in the band. He was doing entertainment over dinner music,
That's right.
And we only rehearsed a couple of minutes, and I said, would you be my Danny Succo? And he said, sure. So we did this little thing backstage. We got together for a few minutes, and he said, you lead and I'll follow.
Oh, go on.
He was a good sport.
That's
so I had the blonde wig on.
Wig. I'm not going to lie. There was people at my table who said, why is she not blonde?
Really?
Yes. They were like, why is Judy not more blonde?
Maybe you can work on me, Audrey.
I know.
It
might be fun for the summer.
And it was
you
short
could do the
and
Marilyn
curly.
Monroe thing for the Rock and Roll Festival.
I'll come on the show next week as a blonde, for sure. But thank you for being there. You looked beautiful.
Thank you.
Glamorous,
Thank you.
glamorous.
No, I was looking forward to it, definitely.
Love
it was a
your
highlight
look,
of my
and
night.
Teresa was so beautiful too. So thanks to all the ladies who came out and supported the 3037 Army Cadets, the big fundraiser annually.
No, that's just it. And there was an 80s night that was going on as well. It was a really toss-up because I totally could have pulled off 80s night too.
I wanted to go to that.
I'm pretty sure there's stuff in my closet that I could have did that.
Well, that's what it was all about. You dressed
what was that for?
Well, you dressed up in 80s attire, first of all.
Right.
Did the fundraiser go to restoration of the Vogue? I continued
I think so.
contribution
I think that's
to
what it
keeping
was.
It up, and
it was.
I didn't go, so I can't
know that that's
speak.
where it was held. So correct us. Feel free to correct us on Facebook if we're making a mistake there with that one.
It was packed apparently too.
It was.
We had a full house. They had a full house. Everybody was
I was surprised by bumping into later on in the evening people who were dressed in 80s who didn't grow up in the 80s, which I did, and that they were partaking and participating and were really enjoying the fact to dress like that.
I love the 80s music.
I know, me too.
And you know, I was at university until 83, and then after that I worked. So in the 80s, I mean, there were a lot of great albums put out that year.
No, that's just it.
Throughout the decade.
Yeah, I want to bring up Mother's Day, of course, we just said was this weekend, and Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan had a baby boy today.
Until you told me, I didn't know.
You didn't even know. I was thrilled just to be the newsbreaker there for you.
I was excited.
Yes. No baby name as of yet. I think we're under the impression it takes a couple of days for them to officially announce what his name is going to be. But so she gets to celebrate Mother's Day too.
She's
this
beautiful,
Sunday.
and so is he. What a great couple.
They are. They're a very good-looking couple.
And healthy baby. That's beautiful. It's over now.
Congratulations to them. And you know,
I think she'll do great as a mom. I think she has her own style too. I don't think she's totally conventional. I believe that she will do things her way, which is special. I mean,
but at the same time, she respects what she married into.
Oh, for sure.
With the monarchy and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Things like that. But she still can make it her own, very much like Diana did.
I love Diana. I was actually expecting a girl being born named Diana. That was my premonition.
Go on.
But it's a boy, so I hope they don't call it Diana.
I didn't lean either way. No,
I felt it was a girl. I don't know why.
Exactly. That's just it. So now you wanted to talk a little bit about, because it was sunny and spring has sprung and the weather is beautiful, and you wanted to ask me about my favorite flower.
I did, because when I think of spring, I think of flowers, and there are so many, and there are so many gorgeous ones that are perennials, and my favorite one happens to be a peony. I absolutely adore them.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Peonies are the big fluffy, almost rose type looking flowers. I think there are 33 different types of them, but the ones I love are the pink ones the most. And the other one I love hydrangeas.
Okay.
Do you?
Well, I do. I have a big hydrangea bush kind of thing that grows. But for me, when it comes to a flower, something that is blooming to me gives me joy.
Like
it makes
tulips.
Me anything that's and fragrance too.
Not
I feel like a beautiful
so
flower has to have a really nice smell to it too.
Yeah.
I really am taken in by that.
I'm not at all.
No?
No, like I get
allergies.
Well, no, I don't have allergies to flowers, but I see so many events that I get bouquets after them all. So it's almost kind of like a funeral parlor.
I don't. That doesn't happen to me.
It's because you don't want to do it. Or it could be you. But anyway, there's so many flowers in vases in my house all the time that I'm surrounded by flowers.
Okay.
And I do love roses, but
the smell of roses and the feel of petals on roses.
That I love.
That I can't. When I get them, I don't know if do you ruin flowers when you touch the petals?
I don't know.
Because that's the first thing I want to do.
I love that too.
They feel just so
but like
velvety.
you said, the bloomage is what's so spectacular.
Exactly.
But I do love certain flowers, and there's certain flowers I do not like.
No.
I'm not big on orchids. I gave my mom a fantastic one, and my dad for Easter a blue orchid. Outstanding.
I think they're beautiful to look at, but
you're not. It's not your pick.
No.
How do you feel about dandelions? Do you love them?
Is that a flower? Is that allowed to be called a flower?
I'm just teasing you, Audrey.
I'm like,
I was going to bring a big bouquet for the table, and I thought you might not appreciate it.
No.
So do you have any plans? I mean, you have a beautiful bunch of children there. Wow.
We do. Actually, I do want to touch base and pay. I was out running around this morning. My 17-year-old son passed his road test.
Yay.
He is now driving. FYI, buckle up. Whatever it is you need to do. And, awesome. He is out there, and he's got himself a little truck in the garage that he's fixing up.
Oh, bless his heart.
And little by little, he will be on the road full tilt this summer.
What a feeling to get that piece of paper. I'm a driver.
Well,
I was elated.
This year, so that's going to be a big deal for him. Definitely a milestone for him in his future. Yes, and then my oldest daughter, Teresa, who was with us at the Diva Diamond
lovely girl
dinner, she is actually moving back home this summer, and she has acquired a job with Horizon Health at Mental Services at the suicide prevention.
That's big.
It is. It's huge. Because we had talked so many times before about mental health. We've had a number of guests on our show and how important it is and how we need to bring it more to light of how important it is that people get the help that they need and that there's such a stigma that goes with it.
Yes.
And then along with the suicide prevention, which unfortunately seems to have escalated in our area, unfortunately. So there's a big initiative all across Miramichi or the New Brunswick actually to incorporate this new program. And she's actually been hired by them, and so she's actually going to be one of the facilitators to the point where she designs the program.
I'm not a bit surprised with her and her background and how strong a leader she's been.
Well, she's about to graduate from UPEI with her psychology, and she did a thesis and her honors and things like that. So I just wanted to say congratulations to her officially and on the air, and how proud we are.
And I'm proud too for all of you, for all of your family.
Yes.
And I'm always proud of my boys. I mean, I just want to give them a shout out. They're very good to me. They have my back always. They say that boys are very, very good to their moms. I know girls are too, but boys somehow look after their mamas, and
exactly.
they're just very sweet. So Jansen's home for the summer.
Is he? Okay.
And Evan is continuing on his studies in Halifax.
Oh, is he?
Sometimes
Is he not coming home for the summer?
No, he's not.
Oh,
he's
really?
I miss him, and he's into his first year of internal medicine studies.
Okay.
So he's on call a lot, shadowing other physicians.
So he's not going to get this little break.
He can take his own holidays, and actually he's taking part in a few weddings this summer, which will take up some fun time. They're out of town.
I was going to say, because I think downtime is very, very important when it comes to
they need it.
Intense type studies. Like you need to be able to, even like if you said it's a long weekend, take it to yourself and just unwind.
He golfs. He loves going to sports games. He does. He likes to run. He likes to join his friends out for an evening and do fun things. He's a very outdoorsy type guy, so he'll find his time. Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited too. Also, I'll mention that Danae, they've done their first rugby game. This is her first year playing rugby. Now she comes from a line of rugby players. Teresa and Reese, of course, plays rugby. But today is their very first home game at MVHS today at 5 o'clock. So, and it's going to be gorgeous outside.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
So if you want to get some fresh air and see a couple of our traditional rival teams here in Miramichi,
be there.
Go be there and support them. These girls, this team, the rugby itself is just a whole other realm than other sports altogether. So it's like none other, and show your support and go out and check them out. You're definitely not going to want to miss that.
We have to wish our beautiful mothers happy Mother's Day. Mom, you are my world as far as my special friend goes, and I love you.
Love you too, Mom. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Have a Chat after the break. Welcome back to Have a Chat. We're here with our very first guest now, Rick Hutchins, that's joining us. Thank you so much, Rick, for coming today.
Oh my God, thank you. What a beautiful drive up to the Miramichi.
Yeah, I bet it was. From Fredericton, you drove all the way here, and we are so thankful that you're here to talk to us today about a very important subject. But first, we want you to tell us a little bit about who you are.
So I'm the Executive Director of Autism Connections in Fredericton.
Which
is, it's basically a resource center for families and individuals on the spectrum.
Because we have a resource center here in Miramichi.
Yeah. One of the best ones in the province.
Oh, nice to hear that.
Absolutely. Shout out to Lila. Yes.
Shout out to Lila and her team and everyone that's,
she's a great lady.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you're here, tell us a little bit personally about you first.
So I also teach at the university in Fredericton. I teach at Renaissance College.
Oh, do you?
Which university?
University of New Brunswick.
UNB, and you teach what, sorry?
A place called Renaissance College, which is a leadership faculty at the university. It's a unique program.
Interesting.
And what's interesting to my job is I teach community problem solving. So that's the area that I focus on. And so I came to this job at Autism Connections late in life. I'd done a lot of other things, and I was just thinking about going the other way and trying to find something to do my last few years. And I was approached by the board about this opportunity, and it's amazing. I've been
You
there,
love it.
I've been there almost 3 years. Yeah,
Well,
it's
you
just
can
amazing.
tell. I was speaking to you just as you came in as our guest, and you seem very passionate. And you have to have passion to do well at whatever you do.
Yeah, and you know, you get a lot of, when you work in the service sector in general, I think you get a lot of humility. And
you
so
sure do.
when you're helping people, you also get vitality. So those are the things you look for in life, right? So.
Yes.
No,
So
exactly.
Audrey,
This
I'm
is
sure knows more than I do about this whole subject.
Right.
We've talked about it before.
I've met Rick recently due to a meeting or an information meeting that was set up. I'm not sure if Lila had set that up. Was it Miramichi, or was this
Well, this is what we talked about beforehand, is about my
Okay.
adult services tour.
Yes.
We
The
met
adult
at the
services tour. That's what it
In
was.
my Miramichi stop, she was one of the people that attended one of the sessions. Yeah.
Audrey was.
Exactly. It was very
Oh.
informative, and they basically were collecting information from the parents and family members of those affected with these issues, and what it is that we've come across, what we feel we need that we're missing.
Oh.
Because they wanted to compile all this information from all these, there's 11, right?
Yeah,
There's
11 resource centers around the
resource
province.
centers.
Yeah.
And that they were
Great.
going to compile all this information and then be able to,
Yeah. And the specific topic area is critical because it was around adult services.
correct.
So with autism, we have early intervention services. We have services in the schools. They try hard. There's
Yes.
gaps there, but they try
Yes.
hard. But once you hit a certain age,
A
the
certain
services.
adult. I was starting to get very, very
Yes, you were.
fearful and scared of what the future was going to be for him.
For
because
sure.
I'm getting older and I'm not always going to be around, and he does have siblings. But I guess the biggest thing for me sitting in on that meeting, being with all those other moms, my shock for me was that we all had different services that each other didn't know about was even available
Yeah.
too. And we were just like, you get that, or you get help with that, and we didn't know this exists. So there's definitely a gap there in information.
So not to put the report out there, because when it gets out there, we'll all see it.
That's right.
Through
I
the
know
province.
it's not out yet. I'm waiting.
But one of the key factors, you really hit on it, and I think anybody watching that has a family member on the spectrum knows, is navigation. And that
Huge.
term is, it's, you know, literally, there's so many gaps in navigation. Who do I talk to with the government?
Yeah.
What do I do when my child becomes an adult?
Right. Questions.
Where do I get mental health
Yeah.
services?
Will they
You
ever be
know,
able to live on their own or
But-
pay their bills, or is
That's
there
right.
guidance out
That's
there
right.
for, because there's so many different levels of what, like, I know when someone, the way I relate things is usually analogies because it makes it so much simpler for me, but when someone's diagnosed with cancer, they're given the information package. Here's what you possibly will need to do in every realm possible.
Yeah.
Like, they get that. But we did not.
No, that's right.
Right? When your child's diagnosed with autism, we don't get an information. This is what you could possibly need as a child in school or as an adult. What's available to you? That doesn't exist as of yet.
Yeah. So to you ladies on the Miramichi, that puts a lot of emphasis and focus on the work that Cindy does.
Oh, Cindy
Yes.
Green.
Because
Cindy
that
Green.
center is that point of contact.
Right.
And hopefully, with the report, amongst other things, there'll be
Mm-hmm.
more support for those centers
Exactly.
to do that work, to
Mm-hmm.
help families more, to help alleviate the issues with navigation.
Can
Yeah.
we talk to the viewers who may not be well informed as to what autism spectrum disorder is
Yeah.
exactly, and maybe something about it that can enlighten them?
So first of all, I think the middle word is the key one, which is spectrum. You know, there's no two individuals that are the same. So it is a spectrum. You have, you know, 1 in 66 Canadians now, I think, falling on the spectrum, which is scary.
Oh, it's very high. I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, it's caused a lot of the concern again with the tour and parents, which is like, you know, at one point, I mean, I was told this when I started working in Autism Connections, that the affiliation with the color blue, which is a big color with autism, has to do with the fact that when autism was first diagnosed in individuals, almost entirely boys.
Oh,
Correct.
But that's no longer the case at all.
no.
No,
And
that's just it.
we're seeing more and more incidences of people falling through the gaps. So these would be individuals that were not diagnosed at a young age, that are coming to their diagnosis later in life because of awareness,
Yeah.
because of increased awareness in the medical profession, because of increased awareness about certain characteristics, and anyways, they paint a picture. I think the key is the word spectrum, and as long as we can embrace that, realizing that autism is unique, but no two individuals are the same.
How hard would that be, though, to know that there are different things about yourself, but not knowing what, and not knowing until you're an older person?
Well, that's what the huge struggle was.
That's really...
It was, because Brody was never diagnosed with autism until high school.
There you go.
High school.
Did you not assume that it might be autism?
No, in kindergarten, he was diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh.
And I think a lot of children are misdiagnosed, or they have coexisting issues as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until, and I know I kept going through, and I was at the Kennedy,
Was a center?
Stan Cassidy.
Stan Cassidy, that's what it was.
Rehabilitation.
Yeah, different. I had gone to so many different IWK trying to figure out, because I kept saying ADD, yes, but to me there was something else. We were missing something, and different things like that. So it wasn't until he was into high school that it was like, no, you're right, it's autism as well, high functioning, or however, that's how they had described it to me at that time.
And it was your first
so then
child,
I had to
right?
start doing
so you're thinking,
different research altogether, because I never even thought that for a moment, because when 25 years ago, which is how old Brody is, autism to me was severely non-verbal, flapping of hands, screaming, and I'm like, my kid doesn't do that.
No.
Spectrum.
Well, you were, you not to share too much, but you were quite eloquent. I think you had your father with you, did you
Yes,
not?
I did, yeah.
And to see his response, because that's the older generation now, they're grandparents.
Right.
And they're looking at this going like, I want to help my daughter, and this is something that's new to me. And
because there was nothing, those things didn't exist then.
Yeah.
Whether they didn't exist or they just called them something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what is the role of Autism Connection? Because this is what you're here to talk to us about.
Yeah, I think it's the middle word. It's connections, right? So we tell families when they come to us with complex issues that we're not clinical. Right. We're not doctors, and we don't have that ability to give diagnosis or to support diagnosis. However, we should be part of that navigation question. We should be able to help you find what you need. We should be able to point you in the right direction. And in our center, similar to the one in the Miramichi, we started developing programs to do that. We have a parent support group. We have something that's new to us anyways, is we have an adult chill and chat, which is now for adults on the spectrum.
Adult chill and chat.
I like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we're loving it too, but I mean, the turnout's the biggest of any of our programs, and that's because a lot of these individuals, which would be adults living on the spectrum, that are quite often self-advocates. They're capable of getting out and doing things on their own, but they also have their struggles.
Sure.
So this adult chill and chat gives them an environment that's not over,
intimidating, or
it's not over intimidating. It's a sensory-friendly environment.
Yes,
It's not overwhelming.
Relaxing place to go and meet people that you somehow can bond with and have a relationship with.
Last month they went to the newly created Cat Cafe. Did you know that we have a Cat Cafe?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't even heard of it.
I did.
I'm out of the loop as far as that
We
one
have a
goes.
Cat Cafe in
A
Fredericton.
cat cafe.
I don't see. I'm allergic to cats, so I guess I'd have to take my coffee and run.
No.
But a cat-friendly cafe.
That would be
No,
fantastic.
it's what it is. I think it's a partnership with the SPCA.
It's
actually.
amazing.
So they actually have cats for adoption.
That animal connection with people with autism is huge.
Yes.
It really, really is. There's something about it.
Cats.
I don't know exactly what it is, but you can see it in my son too when he gets around animals and things like that. Now there's also this art exhibit I want you to tell us about.
Yeah,
What
super,
is that? It's
super
being called-
exciting. What we're doing is last summer, one of my summer interns was a young lady named Mira Lansbury. And she's on the spectrum.
Okay.
And she's an artist. And, just in really communicating with her about, where she was going in life, she told me that she was going to the New Brunswick College of Craft and Design. And she was going to, study visual arts. And in our conversations, I found out that they have a lot of students on the spectrum.
Oh, there we go with our signage for that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. These are
Oh,
actually,
how cute is he?
well, these are some of the pieces that are actually in the exhibit that was down So the College of Craft and Design partnered with us, and they
Right.
showed the exhibit for 2 weeks. It finished last week.
So this is the
Juvenile
exhibit
delinquent-
itself with the pictures.
Yeah, these are all
Okay.
different forms of art. Some of them are
Okay.
visual, some of them are paintings.
Talented,
Okay.
regardless.
Yeah, and again, it shows the
Oh.
spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes difficult to see on the wall there like that, but everything from young children and their interpretations of art to nonverbal, verbal. But I think what it shows is, and the name of the showing is called "Art is a Spectrum."
Okay.
Art is a spectrum.
And so it speaks to the fact that there's one done by a child, probably I think. If I know
That's
that
cute.
one,
Oh,
about
this is
7
pretty.
years
Oh,
old.
there's your flowers.
Yes.
This
there.
individual, Danny McMillan, is from the
nice.
area. He's nonverbal,
Right?
but
Right.
you know,
Gifted, very gifted.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
so I mean, the exhibit itself has everything. So the story behind this is sort of inspired by Mira. She's now
Okay.
a student at the college. Some of her artwork is in there. This combines people from our network at the center that we sent out the word to, and some. So in other words, this isn't all students from the College of
No,
Craft
but
Design.
isn't this
No.
beautiful? Look at
Now,
this.
are
Wow.
these images
So
and, and
there's
works
an
of art are
example
for
that-
sale?
Yes, they will be. This is
Okay.
this is a lady from Fredericton who
That did that? Water?
she'd be in her 60s.
I love
you're
that one,
kidding.
the
Yeah.
sailboats. That was
The water
beautiful.
in the summer.
So you're
um,
very busy with all of this. What are you doing lately? Have you been touring and doing different things, Rick?
Yeah,
What's taking up a lot of your time?
So I mentioned the adult services tour.
Right.
I could spend an entire show on that.
I
but-
know you
But
can.
when the report comes out, you may want to reference it. Maybe talk to Cindy
Yes.
up
Yeah.
here again.
No,
because
exactly. And I
it's-
can also bring it on the show and update our viewers to what's happening in case there's anybody out there who is looking and unsure of,
So with the art exhibit, the most important thing is that we're launching it on the 16th next
The
week
16th
in
next week?
Fredericton. And
Okay.
I say launch, so it's a second launch, but the reality is it's going into our center as a permanent home.
Great.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
this was a showing at the College of Craft and Design.
Yes.
Right.
But now it's
It has its
going to
own
be
location.
permanently in our center. So
nice.
some of the questions you asked earlier about how do people know about autism, when they come into the center, we can show them around. We can also show them all the artwork, show them the talent. I think for the individuals themselves, the artists are so proud.
Well, I'm
Oh,
proud
my
to see their
land.
work. I wish I could draw
No,
half that good. I couldn't
exactly.
even draw a quarter of that. I mean, that's
No,
just really
no,
talented.
Little sticks, and even then I'm sure I forget
Beautiful.
body parts. But now when it comes to talking about the report and getting that information out there, is there any link at all to pediatricians or doctors who do diagnose these adults or children with this for them to give that information to those people so that they
Yeah.
can get what they need?
So the goal of the tour was to go around and visit with adults,
Right,
self-advocates, advocates, and service
Okay.
providers.
right,
So we did meet with some service providers where they were available on the tour.
right,
It was harder to engage with a lot of them.
right.
Some, especially doctors, just it was difficult to get them available. I
No,
mean, they're super
exactly.
busy.
Yes.
What will happen is the report itself likely will generate another level of dialogue, which
Yeah.
is, because we're going to pinpoint what we heard,
Right.
but what you hear and what needs to be done are two different things.
Exactly.
So we're going to,
Yeah.
this is what we heard, and now what needs to be done. So the what needs to be done, I think, is when some of those levels will be engaged.
Right.
I know, for example, one of the simple things in the report is that we have the Stan Cassidy Center
Yes.
We do.
until you're 16.
And that's a valuable center.
And then
Yeah.
if you're 17 and up, there is no facility like that.
There's a huge, I don't even
Yeah.
get started there. But there's a huge gap between 16 and being 18, legal adult.
Transition.
What do you do with it? Like, you can't take them to the pediatrician, but you can't take them. It
Yeah.
was, for
Make
the lack
it-
of a better word, it was hell on wheels. That
Yeah.
time where I was
So I
scrambling,
mean, you're
trying to get
the lived
assistance.
experience. So
I've lived it, and
Yeah.
and I felt like there was nobody for me to talk to then. I literally had to do all the research and hunting myself. I felt like it was pulling teeth to get any information. There was no, oh, here you go, or go there, go do this or do that. And Google wasn't as popular
no.
either, or I probably would have had the information a
You
lot
did a
sooner.
lot
So
of
there was
work.
a lot, and a lot of roadblocks, a lot of hurdles, and but and even now, even just from that meeting that I had with him, hearing from other parents, I already have more goals for Brody to be
Right.
more independent and possibly living on his own, because there's things I didn't know about that were available to him. that
right.
now I have to, get that next step and get that information and see if he can
it's there.
take that.
Like some help.
Definitely. We want to thank you so much,
Well,
Rick, for
thank you very
joining
much.
us today and keeping
Wonderful.
us informed. We'll definitely have to have you back.
So is
Right?
it always this sunny on the Miramichi?
Sunny?
Sunny?
No.
No.
Just when Audrey and I are out in town and sun. Right.
No,
Right.
definitely. You'll have to come back and do a little bass fishing. We're going to be
Yes.
talking about a
I've
Rib
done
Fest, so you're not going to want to miss that, and a little bass fishing.
done
So,
that.
oh, you've been there.
Yeah, no, this is
But-
one of my favorite areas of the province.
Yeah, well,
That's
thank you for that.
fantastic.
We love our Miramichi very much. Thanks
Yeah.
for traveling over,
Definitely.
Thanks for
bringing
having
all
me.
this.
So if any of our viewers are looking for more information on the Autism Spectrum, and the Spectrum is an art gallery that's definitely launching on May 16th, you're not going to want to miss it. Definitely check it out. We'll be back with more Have a Chat after the break. Don't go away.
Thank you.
Welcome back to more Have a Chat. Joining us now are our second guests, Catherine Flett and Ryan Summers. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So nice
ladies.
to have you both here.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
From the Rotary Club of Newcastle.
Yes.
Fine fellow members. I'm with the Rotary Club of Chatham, so we're sister clubs.
We are.
And we're proud to be Rotarians.
We absolutely are proud.
Yes.
Definitely. So we're going to get you to introduce yourselves a little bit in case there's somebody who doesn't know you out there for our viewers. But Catherine?
Well, hi, I'm Catherine Flett, and I've been in the Miramichi, living in the Miramichi for about 4.5 years.
So you're a little bit of a newbie for us?
I am,
Okay.
but my family has deep roots here.
Nice.
Oh,
It
nice.
was nice to live
This is
closer to
true.
Mum at this particular
Wonderful.
point and stage in her life.
Right.
But I relocated here from Rossley, New Brunswick.
Lovely place.
And I've also lived in Bathurst and Cold Harbour.
All
So
right.
obviously I'm a Sidney Crosby fan.
Oh, so am I.
Okay.
Yes.
She just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
And I work for Xerox. I'm a sales executive in software sales for the last
Oh,
20 years.
okay.
20 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, welcome and thank you for coming
Thank
to
you.
live in Miramichi.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Ryan?
Sure. Well, I've been born and raised here in the mighty Miramichi,
Yes, you
and
have.
certainly a proud Miramichier. I've been working for Allied Realty for the past couple of years, and also a proud Rotarian, along with Catherine and Judy as well. And also in my spare time, I'm a counselor with the City of Miramichi as well.
Doing a
something
fine
that's right,
job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
City
Thank you.
councilor
Appreciate
and
that.
making a good impression. You really are doing a great job.
Thank you, Judy.
So Rotarian is something new for you, though,
It is.
correct?
It's a
So
brand new
you're brand new?
organization for me to get into, and I
Okay.
could not be more pleased.
Good. Aw,
The-
that's good.
The leadership, the ownership of all of the members, they're in it, and they own it, and they're on board, regardless of the activity or the task that they're asked to handle.
Good
so it's
team.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
And it feels so good to give back to our
No,
community.
that's
Well,
just
that's
it. So
it.
in a nutshell, tell us a little bit your take. What is it, in case there are viewers out there that are like, what is the Rotarian, Newcastle Rotarian Club? We had brought it up before, but what would you say that it is in a nutshell?
I would say that the Rotarian, the Rotary Club
The Rotary
is
Club,
here to help others in our community. So we'll take on projects
Right.
such as the Gamma Probe that we raised funds for last year
Yes.
to help out the hospital foundation.
Okay.
That was a $40,000 donation.
Yes.
But we also help out with sports groups, the curling club,
All kinds of projects.
all kinds
No.
of
Yeah,
projects.
It's all
Yeah.
goodwill.
As
it's
a club,
all-
you get together
Yeah.
and decide what different things, where to put your energy towards every
Exactly.
year, right?
volunteer
Yes.
work, all strictly volunteer.
All
That's true.
volunteer. Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's worldwide, international, and everything else. It's everywhere. Rotary clubs are all over the world.
That's
It
right.
is, and like say here in Miramichi, we're blessed to have two clubs that are doing great
Yes.
things all around the
I
river as
know,
well.
right?
And the two clubs work together also. I know for
know.
Ribfest itself, we will
Yeah.
have members of the club in Chatham that'll be
Exactly.
volunteering throughout the weekend. So I know there's times people wonder why, we have
Yeah,
two
if
clubs
they're-
in Miramichi, but the way I look at that, it's two good clubs doing lots of great things. There's
Well,
nothing
two
wrong
heads
with that.
two heads are better than one.
Yeah.
Really.
Certainly,
Sure.
certainly.
Definitely.
We've got a
So
lot
that's
coming
what you're
up.
here to talk to us about is the Rib Fest.
Yes.
That's coming up.
Scrumptious
Yummy, now it's
Yeah.
lunchtime
So
and you're getting us
I hear
hungry.
ya, yeah.
The 2019 Rib Fest, definitely entertainment. We're dying to hear what's the plan.
Sure.
Because it's coming up fast.
Sure. Well, like I say, Catherine and I are both relatively new members to the club.
Okay.
I've only been with the club for a couple of years, and Catherine
okay.
for about 8 months.
Right.
We were asked to co-chair the event,
Ooh.
and we've been a good pair up to this point because
Okay.
Catherine is Organization 101, in my
Right.
opinion.
Perfect.
Whereas I don't mind having a chat. That was pretty bad, eh?
Unintended. Good
But I've been leaned on to make phone calls to various people around the city,
Right.
particularly with folks down at City Hall.
You're the
some
PR.
some of the hurdles that you have to get across to host
Yeah.
an event on this scale.
It's
So
a big thing. It's a
yeah.
big
It is.
event.
There's a lot, I would imagine.
it
I can
is.
only
and
imagine. Get into it.
We've worked out well so far together. I think
Absolutely.
Catherine hasn't
being
had
a
to get rid of me
newcomer,
yet,
it's
so.
been so easy for him to be able to help me navigate.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what it is. And then, of course, those who have held the Rib Fest in the past
In the
and
past.
co-chaired, their knowledge has just been immense.
Oh, yeah.
So how many years is this?
Yeah,
Where
I was
were
just
we
gonna
at?
say.
Yeah, well, this
This
this will
one's
be
number-
the fifth year for our event.
Number 5.
And
okay.
like Catherine said, we've been leaning on some of the previous co-chairs
For sure.
and members of our club. Essentially, when I was asked, I know for myself, I was like, well, as long as we have some sort of a checklist
Guidelines
to
and
follow
yes.
what
Exactly.
you need us to do, we're more than happy to do so.
So when does it all kick off? And the opening
It's
night?
kicking off 2 weeks from this Friday,
Right.
on May the 24th. And as far as the weekend goes, I guess we have our little itinerary here in front of us.
But it is the whole weekend. It's
it
not
is.
just a one-day thing.
It
It's a
is,
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
It
Okay.
starts Friday at 11 o'clock, actually. Each day
In the morning?
starts. Yeah, it starts
Oh,
at 11.
okay.
So
Full day
if
on
you're
Friday.
looking for lunch on Friday,
Oh,
great spot
wow.
would be downtown Newcastle
Perfect.
for sure.
Perfect plan.
Yeah, and I guess as far as the weekend itself goes, we have some of the same things lined up that we have had in the past, and there's a few
Right.
changes. And I guess Catherine and I are going to tell you about some of those things.
Tell us
and
everything we have to know.
Yes.
Absolutely, I
This
will.
is what's happening. Don't miss a thing.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. So starting on Friday, like I say, the grounds will open at 11 o'clock. Ribs will be available, fries and things from our other vendors as well, all day on Friday. On Friday evening, the entertainment aspect of our event starts
That's right, too.
commencing at about 5 o'clock. We'll have it's a rather brief opening ceremony, just an opportunity for the dignitaries in our community to come and welcome people. I mean, obviously we'll have a lot of Miramicheers in attendance. We're hopeful that we'll draw some people from outside of the area, bring them to
Right. Oh, I think
Miramichi
you
as
will.
well. And
Oh,
I think we do
so.
as well. And
Yes.
so we'll have an opening ceremony at 6 o'clock.
Right.
And then the entertainment will continue after that.
And right off the top, it is at the waterfront, 11th Street in Newcastle,
It is,
Miramichi
right.
West.
Yeah,
Which,
absolutely.
if people are not from here, if you find the goodie shop, or just plug in 11th Street.
Library.
Sure.
It's the library. It's
Yeah,
behind
straight in and around.
Tim Hortons.
Richie's
and,
Wharf.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Very
Us
good
in Miramichi
location.
give directions.
Certainly.
We
Yeah,
go
yeah.
by what's around
Look
that
at the
area.
landmarks.
11th Street.
Around the library.
No,
Yes.
That's
exactly.
yeah,
Very
exactly.
good location.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, if you hit the downtown area, you won't be able to miss us for sure. You'll see
No, and
the
with
red
weather
trucks.
and stuff like that in the past, you guys have learned to help accommodate with that and have
Tents.
things set up in the tents
Certainly.
and things like
and
that.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Actually, I mean, we had it here in our notes as well.
Right.
But that's something we've taken even a step further this
Oh,
year.
really? Okay.
Last year, we actually extended the size of our tent, which obviously helps keep you out of the rain.
Right.
We weren't as successful trying to keep the tent warm. We
Oh.
had
It was chilly.
we had some heaters, but they didn't quite cut it. We've
Right,
actually
okay.
invested some of our club's funds this year
Oh, really?
and rented a unit,
Like
I guess,
to
for
keep
lack
it
of a
warm.
better word.
Right.
That's Gary
Something
Gary
more of on an
Foley's.
industrial level.
Yes,
Isn't
exac-
that
exactly.
super then? There's no
Yeah,
fear of that.
So, Adam Hayward's been doing a good job advertising
Yes.
it on the radio for us.
Okay.
That,
Well, May can
it-
be very tricky. It could
It
be
is.
absolutely beautiful, but the evenings are still cooling
That's
off.
right.
Certainly.
Right. So
Yeah, so we're thinking that's going to really help with the entertainment aspect. I mean, if the weather accommodates and helps us out, we'll have some entertainment live on the stage. If it doesn't, we
Okay.
have the option to bring the entertainment inside in the tent, and everybody will
exciting.
be nice and toasty.
No,
And
it's-
Saturday
Yeah,
then.
what's happening Saturday, Catherine?
Well, on Saturday we have again the ribs starting
at
the
11.
food and the event open at 11. our first entertainment is going to be by the Bathurst High School Jazz Band. They're
Ooh,
going to be on the
nice.
stage from 12 to 1.
Very nice.
Okay.
And they'll be followed for the next hour, 1 to 2, from Northern Heights. And then we're going to have the ever popular rib eating contest coming back.
I've not seen that.
So we
I haven't
have,
seen it. I
this
don't
is
want to
awesome.
partake in it, but I wouldn't mind watching it.
It's fun. We're going to take, instead of teams, we're going to accept up to the first 10 individuals who sign up
Okay.
to
Take part.
come in and
Okay.
take part and eat ribs.
Oh my God,
Okay.
they eat till
And
they're going
these
to
Is there like
Winners.
boys against the girls?
No,
or any age or
individual.
any-
Random.
Just
random.
if you like ribs
Wow.
and you want to win $250 cash
Oh
and can
my.
eat them quickly and cleanly, then this is the event
Okay,
that
I
you want to be
might-
there.
we might
Maybe
have to
you'll have
sign
to
up
change
for
your
that.
mind.
We
Do
might
we
have to sign up for that.
record of how many people, how many
Yeah.
ribs someone's eaten to win this? in the,
Last year was actually, this is, like I say, only my second year being
Yeah.
involved with the event. Last year was the first year they did the rib eating contest.
okay.
I believe it was a Stacey Sutherland idea, if I remember correctly.
She's
Okay.
funny, yes.
And it was a hoot for sure.
Was it?
We had
Oh.
Patty Quinn sort of emceeing it, and
He would be so funny.
he was pretty
Yeah.
comical, and
He is.
one of the wrestlers from NWE Wrestling actually.
Oh, one.
Consumed enough
he was
to
the
make your stomach
champion,
turn.
yeah.
And I hear
Yeah.
that there's 2 or 3 of them planning to participate.
Sure.
So
Man.
if you'd
Sure,
like
they're-
the challenge,
We'll
then
watch,
Oh,
we'll
for
watch,
goodness
right,
sakes,
Audrey?
we'll watch.
We'll
I'll
bring the
definitely-
napkins and the
Do
wet
they go?
wipes.
Yeah.
Do they go by weight? Is it weight like
No,
how many
they're all
pounds
going to
they?
get the same amount, and it's
Okay.
whoever finishes the
Finishes
plate of
first.
I
ribs
see.
first.
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
not
you'd-
all you can
Yeah.
eat.
No.
That's what I
That
thought
could take
it
a
was.
while.
that could take
There is an event that night for the wrestlers, so we don't
Okay.
want them to be ill.
In the
Okay.
afternoon.
That's only a half an hour, so
Okay.
that's going to be followed from 2:30 to 3:30 by Rock and Roll Cowgirl. So that's featuring Carrie Underhill, who most of you
Oh,
will
yes.
know or have
Lovely.
seen,
Yeah.
and Scott McRae. And then from 4 to 5, Justin Walls will
Oh,
be on
yes.
stage.
I know Justin.
Great. 5:30 to 6:30, it'll be Jack Bowie and Rusty Rake. And then from 7 until 9, we have Ian and Roy.
Love them too.
Yeah, and then our highlight for that evening, ending from 9:30 until 12:30, will be Crossover.
Oh, my.
Nice and warm.
It's going to be a great
Come and have
variety
fun.
too.
Yeah, we
You've
have
you
a
really
great
thought
lineup.
it out, and to get that
No, it's a great
commitment
way to
is
kick off
amazing.
summer.
Yeah.
To have them on
Exactly.
board and available is a key
Yes.
thing for your
Absolutely.
agenda.
Yeah.
And then there's Sunday still left.
There is, if I may, can I just backtrack
Oh,
to
yeah.
Friday
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
moment?
Friday.
Yeah, we missed something
I
for
know,
sure.
No, I just know we were talking about a lot of things.
Sure.
But our entertainment lineup for Friday evening will be kicked off by Owen Murdoch. And then we will have our brief opening ceremony. And then we have the band Neon Smoke.
Cool.
Followed by Musical Memories. And then the headliner, I guess you could say, for Friday evening will be Sonny and the Jets.
Sonny was my
Yeah.
partner on the stage at the
Yeah.
Diva Diamond,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
had some fun. He's awesome. These
Yeah.
all are a
Yeah,
wonderful lineup of
and
entertainers.
to your point, we do have a great variety.
You
I
do,
think
you
there's
do.
something really for everyone, and I know
Yeah.
Catherine touched on it. The Bathurst High School Jazz Band is something a little different that
New.
we're offering there this year.
I like that.
And then I guess if I'm to jump back to Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning we have our outdoor church service
Very
directed by
nice.
the Point Church.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Kevin Matthews is actually a member of our club.
Wonderful.
That's been very well attended in the previous years, and it seems as though the weather cooperates the best with us on Sunday.
Isn't that something?
Thankfully, so that'll kick off Sunday for us.
Beautiful.
And then we'll have some more musical entertainment after that with Tammy Gullison and Richard Morrison, followed by Nikki and Louis Hogan. And then lastly, we'll have the gals from Friends with Hearts.
I think
and,
this is
Nice.
just
they're
wonderful.
excellent as
Yeah.
well.
No, exactly.
lineup.
Now, is there a award for best ribs? Isn't there like?
Yes, we'll have
Yeah.
we'll have awards as well.
Okay, because how many vendors do you have coming to
How
make
many
ribs
ribbers?
this time?
I'm
How many
getting
ribbers
hungry.
are coming?
We have 4 ribbers
4 ribbers.
returning. So
Okay,
we have
returning.
Krabby's Barbecue.
Okay.
We have Fat Boys Barbecue, Billy Bones Barbecue, as well as Texas Rangers, and then Tater King comes as well with the
Okay.
curly fries.
Oh,
He's very
oh,
famous.
I
and
should have eaten
well-known.
more breakfast.
I know.
So they're
right?
all excited, happy
Yeah.
to be coming
Because
back
it's
to
a
the
somewhat a
Miramichi.
competition for them, correct? Because
True.
someone is chosen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Right?
funny you mention that because we talked about that at our last meeting.
Yes.
Last year we gave out 3 awards. I presented the awards, and
Okay.
it was rather awkward because we brought up 4 ribbers, for
Yeah.
team
I
members.
see.
Yes.
I handed out 3 awards.
Oh
and
dear.
I
So
know.
I believe, I don't know if we finalized that, we're looking at just doing the one
Uh-huh.
this
Yeah.
year.
Good idea.
And
Exactly.
I think unofficially we're going to call it the very best.
I think that's
Oh.
a better
Just
idea.
rather
Yes.
Miramichi.
I like that.
uh,
The very best.
River-
Yeah,
That's
because
what we're
it's
gonna go
being
with.
held here in Miramichi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the biggest saying, or the
Yeah.
common saying here for sure in
Yeah.
Miramichi.
But
So-
this is just not for adults. Children can come to an event, right? Tell us about that,
Yeah,
Ryan.
yeah, by all means. And I mean, this is something I'm really excited about, considering I have a 3-year-old at home.
Sweetie pie.
And this is also, I really want to give credit to Jeff McLean and Kevin Matthews from the Point Church.
Yes.
Okay.
This is something they've taken on called Kids Fest, which will actually be located at Ritchie Wharf, so not far from where we're located with
No.
the Rib Fest.
Right.
And it'll actually be towards that end, out towards the backside, like to where Vera would be.
Sure.
Some of the
Right.
shops in
Yes.
that area towards
Okay.
the end. It's actually going to be barricaded off.
Okay.
And we have lots of fun stuff planned for the
the
kids
children.
on Saturday, May 25th from 1 to 3.
Lovely.
We wanted to make sure to get that in there. So show
That's
up at 1
right.
o'clock.
Definitely.
Because there's going to be a lot of things for kids.
for sure.
And I've got in capital letters here in front of me, all free, which is great. So
Yes.
we're going to have
2 hours.
some of the things that you would see at a lot of events with the
Okay.
inflatables, bouncy castles, face painting,
different
balloon
things like that.
animals.
Nice.
I guess one of the biggest things I'm excited about, it's a little bit of a wrinkle, is the Touch-A-Truck that we're going to be doing. And essentially what that is we're going to have police and fire vehicles on hand.
Oh, okay.
Probably we're going to have the armored truck from the police force and one of their patrol cars and at least one of the fire trucks.
I love it.
And of course,
I know they will.
the firefighters and the police officers themselves will
That
be a
will be
couple of
there.
their members.
Yeah.
And all
North Shore
kids.
Construction are bringing some heavy equipment, I think, too, as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
The kids
yeah.
are going to
Well,
love
it sounds
it.
like there's so much more. Like every year you make it bigger and better and more
Absolutely.
exciting and a lot more to see and do. Quickly now we're almost out of time.
Sure,
So
sure.
where's all the funds and everything, money raised that we're doing? Where are you directing that to this time?
Sure, go
Something
for it.
specific?
Go
It's
for it,
actually going to be going to various community
Projects?
projects.
Okay.
We don't have
Gonna
a
split it up?
specific
Okay.
one. One of the things that we do have again this year is the human foosball.
Sure.
And that's going
Oh,
to
yes,
be
that's something that's happening. I remember
six-member
that.
teams.
Okay.
But our funds for that are being
Yeah,
donated
like Catherine
specifically.
said, we try to spread our money around to a lot of the
Yes.
worthy
Right.
charities and whatnot.
Right.
Foosball this year is actually being directed solely to the Max Aiken Playground project.
Oh,
Nice.
yes, Max Aiken.
Basically, the profits we make from that, like that tournament,
Right.
the registration fees are going to go to the kids at Max Aiken for their playground project that they're working on.
Absolutely
You're going to have
fabulous.
half and half tickets, and you're going to have
Right.
grand prize at 4 o'clock drawn on Sunday. And you're just before we close, I guess,
Yes.
Audrey, you have Facebook and information for people this year.
Sure,
New,
go for
something
it.
new.
Yep,
Something
Rotary
new where you can go.
Ribfest Miramichi.ca. All of our
Perfect.
information is there.
Okay.
And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the vendors who are going to be on site.
Yes.
Bike Riders Gift Shop, Bruce Gregg, Edge Square Quilt Shop, Cheworthy, Annette Legrelli, Miramichi Preserves, Spray Paint by Nathan, and Jolly Rancher.
Thank you
There.
so much
Thanks.
for joining us and
Thank
filling
you for
us all
having
in.
us.
Wonderful
You're not going to
event.
want to
Come to
miss the
Ribfest.
2019 Ribfest here in Miramichi.
Yummy.
Thank you for joining us here at Have a Chat. Have a great day, and we'll see you all again next week.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Thank you.